Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Campus Consortium's grant webinar featuring $20,000 Student Engagement Mobile App Grant Award winner, University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. In today's presentation, Ms. Corless Kinchen will share her journey on how the university received this grant and how you can apply for a similar grant. Before we begin, we would like to thank our dear sponsors for all their support, without which we would not be able to bring these webinars to you. As you can see, some of our sponsors are Unified, Quick Launch, HDI, Black Belt Health, Salesforce, and if you would like to become one of our sponsors, you can send an email to sharon.das@campusconsortium.org. Our presenters include Ms. Corless Kinchen, who is the Systems Analyst at University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and Mr. Roger Mills, Manager, Community Engagement at Campus Consortium. We will take questions at the end of today's presentation that have been typed into the chat box or questions pane in your GoToWebinar control panel. Without further ado, please allow me to introduce Mr. Mills and Ms. Kinchen. Over to you, Mr. Mills.
Thank you for that quick introduction there, and a very warm welcome to our audience today. It is approximately 2 p.m. in Chicago, and we are looking to go ahead and talk about how the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff utilized the grant and took their student engagement mobile app live. Apart from that, we will be sharing details about the grant and how you can also apply for the same. So moving on, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Campus Consortium. We're actually a nonprofit organization that aims to reduce the cost of education. We started in 2003 by 14 universities, including University of Montana and Case Western Reserve University. Currently, the consortium is now 37,000 institutions globally. Places such as India, Australia, Southeast Asia, and the North Americas. Some of the grants that we actually offer are Portal, Mobile, Office 365, Cloud Hosting, Identity Management, Single Sign-On, just to name a few. Moving on to the next slide, these are our grant award winners. We've got Everett University. They had received the grant for Office 365 migration, and basically, I believe Microsoft was charging about $15 a mailbox, and due to our grant, the technology partner was charging anywhere from $3 to $5. So the next person, the next institution is Johnson C. Smith University, which got a grant for the Student Engagement app and the Campus Safety app. The Student Engagement app gave them a vision to have everything in one place, like their ERP, their LMS, things that students would use on a day-to-day basis, like courses, grades, schedule, transcript, GPA calculator, you name it. It's all under implementation, and they're going live shortly. And we've got Kentucky Wesleyan College. They are live, and they are very happy. They were awarded the Mobile Campus and Campus Safety Grant. They also opted in for the Studio, which gives them the ability to create their own apps on the platform without coding. So they are live in production. The total number of grants that we look at in each category is about 10, and the total funding is about $1 million. And moving on to the next slide. These are our recent award winners for 2018. We've got Oregon State University, Dakota Wesleyan, Geneva, Shenandoah, and so forth. And moving on to the next slide. This is your Student Engagement Mobile App Grant. This is the grant which covers in totality of $252,000, 465 over 5 years in licensing and implementation. And the reason that we actually asked for a letter of intent is so the applicant can demonstrate a commitment to implementing. So moving on to the next slide. Some of the benefits of the mobile app grant is that it provides a platform for your students. So it's like a one-stop shop where they can actually access their grades, their course content, the notifications, and basically it's an app which they can frequently use on the go. So now I'd like to take a moment and introduce you to Corless Kinchen, who has been a pivotal in bringing a mobile app to the university. She provides a mobile app support to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. And native of Arkansas, Corless has worked as an office manager and applications programmer. She is currently a systems analyst at the university and has received a Master of Information Systems degree from the University of Phoenix. Corless's aspirations is to learn, is a driven factor in her life that has taught her that technology is an ever-learning field. It allows her to sit among the stars and explore the earth or reach new heights of achievement. It is all up to you. And I'd like to pass over the platform to Corless. And I'm just going to unmute her here, and we're going to do a quick audio test here and make sure that we can actually hear her.
Hello, and thank you for that introduction. We at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff are very pleased with this, the mobile app that we have been using. If you can move on to the next slide, please. Just a little bit about us. I would like to note here that we were founded in 1873. We are a public institution, four-year college, and we have over 2,000 students. Our location is in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and that's 1200 University Drive. The SIS ERP system that we are using is Colleague, and again, you can see some of the things we're using. The library, we're using Blackboard, and the LMS, also the Blackboard Learn, and the mobile app, we are using with Unified. We are the oldest and largest HBCU in Arkansas. The chancellor that we have here is Dr. Lawrence Alexander, and he has been great help in us getting this mobile app on campus as well. We couldn't do it without him. Next slide, please. Okay, so some of the challenges that we did face as far as getting the mobile app started. Before we got it, we did not have the ability to deliver our system information, our information systems, ERP authentication. And we had systems that were inoperable, of course, and the apps would not allow us to control the app's look and feel and the cost-effective solution. So what I want to do actually is just, if I can, go to the next slide, and we're going to answer some of these problem statements through a demo that I would like you to see our mobile app and see the look and the feel of it. We call it our pride. Now, one of the things that we did first is that we did apply for the grant program, and we had the opportunity of getting that grant. And we, once we applied for it, it was a group of 3 of us that worked together. And once we worked together, we did get it up and running. And there was a time, the timeline that we had was it took us a little longer to design it. but with Unified, it only took them just a little while to pull it up for us testing it and going live. There were, I think, we can go to the next slide now, please. Okay, some of the changes, again, is showing it reduced the cost that we purchased this app through. The grant was very, very, very helpful. And our student communication and engagement, we had a group of students on campus here who worked with us in testing and making sure that those were some of the apps that they would use and utilize. It increased our visibility throughout the community along with alumni and friends. The app, of course, is free all over the world. So we do recommend after this session that you upload the UAPB mobile app. We have easy access to UAPB information for our future and our current students. They get a look and a feel before they walk on campus. Okay, we can go to the next slide, please. Okay, I would like to showcase the mobile app if I can, this present time. Okay, so the first thing that you'll notice here is something that says HC. Our homecoming, this is a good time for us, is starting Sunday. And we have what we call an app that was created in-house. And that was for using Studio. And next you'll notice that we have another app called Donate. And then we have the Blackboard mobile learning app. Now the Homecoming app itself is one in which we can find the schedule of events. And this is located on our main page. So it will just let anyone know exactly what's going on, when and where. Don't have to miss any of the activities that we have here on campus. Then we have, of course, the Blackboard Mobile Learn can be integrated in where we're using BB Learn. And this is also something that was used in the studio to give us that look and that feel of what's going on. And classes or whatever that we're working with, they should show up here. Now, the first thing that we did, and we have another apply here, which is was created in-house also. Of course, with the help of Unified, we were able to learn how to use the studio, and this was done without coding anything. Now, when we first started out with the mobile app, we wanted it to look and feel like the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. The colors we have here that we selected, our colors are black and gold. And at the bottom, you will see the tower that we have at University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, which is the symbol that we use all over the world. Unify was able to pull these things into place for us just by us talking with them, branding it to make it look and feel like us. Some of the things that came straight out of the box that we wanted to utilize because we were given an opportunity to select certain applets to use within this app. There were events, news, directory, emergency, the student 411, maps, places, Facebook, videos, and Twitter. And so anyone, of course, that gets the app can see all of this information that we have. And I love the maps because it brings our students right to the front door of where they need to be. I need to select where I need to go, then I can go to my campus and select, if you look at the bottom, schools that I can go to. And it will direct you to let you know exactly where you need to go, whether it's walk-in, bike, or, of course, a car. So I really love that, and that's really helpful to our students. This was also designed by Unified. They helped us to get everything in place without us actually putting our hands on a lot of it. Now, the Student 411 is just information that the students need here and now, or student IDs. They do need them all the time. And then we have the campus tour. So this is a good recruiting tool for us, meaning that if we have someone off campus and they want to look at the Student 411, or look at the Student 411 and can ask for a tour right there at their fingertips. We have our athletics. Of course, it allows our students to get to where they, to the athletics to see what's going on here and now. Now, if you notice on the screen on the menu, we have, above menu, we have the three signs, the lines up there. This will take us to our side panels to let us see the same thing that we just saw with the applets. One of the features that Unified have now is within the settings. We go within our settings, we will see device information, how to troubleshoot. If we have a problem, they don't come to us. They go exactly to Unified. Unified will answer those questions, or they will send that information to us to let us know that we may have a student or someone who are having some issues with getting in, and they will help us to answer those questions if needed. And one of the things they've also done is told us what version we're on and about it. We had okay, so we're gonna click home. We're back at the applets that we see. Now, one of the things that we wanted to do a little later, the team, we decided after using these and how much we enjoyed them, we decided that we wanted to utilize the applets more. So we have a way where we can log into our accounts, and we have, if the student has forgotten their password, they can also click on this link and it will allow them to change their passwords. I'm going to log in to show you some of the private apps that no one else should have access to unless they are on campus, active students, or active employees. It authenticates to let you know that it is going where we need it. And again, you still see some of the same applets here. So you also have your public and your private apps. We wanted our students to be able to go to a registration statement and look at their registration statements on across campus. They needed to utilize those. And if they needed to look at their accounts, they could inquire about them. One of the things you'll see is the UAPB email. We wanted students to be able to access their emails across campus. And then we have what's known as applets called Student faculty, or employee. What this actually lets the student do is go to their student account, and they are able to look at their class schedules, their grades, their transcripts, profiles, financial aid, again, account summary, and they can also search for certain courses. We're going to go to grades here. Of course, I may not have any grades here, so it's been a while. It's 1996 that I took a class on campus here, but what it actually does is give you the title, your final grade, and the credits. And it will do that for each class that you take. With the students, also the transcripts. If you want to select a transcript, the students can select that transcript right then and there, graduate or undergraduate. I have no data there, of course. Then, of course, account summary. One of the keys on my profile, which I definitely like, is that the students will actually get an opportunity to go down and find out academic information. Their counselors and advisors. That information will be right at their fingertips again. They're doing all of this across campus without going to a personal computer, or you can also do this on an iPad, of course. Then we have faculty. So our faculty, and I have no classes, so I apologize for that again. But in our faculty module, our faculty can go in and look at their schedule, look at the class roster and those students who they advise. And it will show their names, emails, it will show their classification. It's really great. And then we have employees, of course. And some of the applets within the applet that we decided to use was a position summary, lead plan, compensation, and our pay advices. And so the lead plan will tell how much time we have. I think I can display that. I can tell you a little bit about the compensation and the pay advice. On the pay advices, we do see the deductions. We see the amount of funding that we receive. I can go here without going into pay advice, but you can it's really got quite a bit of information that you can use. So if I want to, as far as my leave plan is concerned, if I want to see how much leave time I have, I'm able to go in and find that leave time. Okay. Try that again. Okay. May have not come in as quickly because I do have 333 hours of vacation time. Need a little vacation time. So if I need to find out if I have any vacation time or time to take off or emergency situations, it's right at my fingertips. And again, those are the applets that we are utilizing here on campus. If we have any type of situation in any way, we are able to get in touch with Unified, who will work with us. They've been great with working with us, and it does not take a long time to work with us. This was done through a grant, and the grant has been great, and we're able to use this also as a source to recruit again students, or allow alumni to see what we're doing, or those who are interested to see exactly what's going on. The issues we had at first was how were we going to brand this to fit us. And again, our colors are black and gold, and we have a great web designer here, Miss Tisha Honor, who has gotten some awards for how good she is with the designs. If you could see a little closer, you would see the lion in the background of the design itself. And so, I mean, it's really been great for us here at the university, and we appreciate it, and the grant has really helped us quite a bit, even to the point we can get donations. I mean, we can get students to apply here now, look at what is the latest news on campus and where to go and what to look for. And I believe that is the showcase that we have here for the mobile app. Do you have any questions regarding this? Hello? Okay, well, we're gonna go back.
Are you done, Corless?
Yes, we're gonna go back to the
slides.
Right, we'll go back to the slide. And on one, to let you know, one of the other things that we actually did to publicize this was to utilize our students to do a commercial. And they were, I mean, the commercials that they did, we utilized it with our channel, our YouTube channel, all across the campus. And we had flyers, and it's being used quite a bit. So we can go to the next slide, and I think that right. And as you notice, we are an Aleutian school, and we did display a little bit about the Blackboard Learn. Students can, they can look at their grades, their transcripts, of course. We did go over all of these. So, I mean, it's really a great tool to have, a great recruiting tool, as well as a way for everyone in the world to see what we are about and what we are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Corless. Moving on to the next slides, we're going to have the questions and answers. And I did actually get a couple of questions from the audience. I've got one from Sean Lowney, excuse me. He's basically asking, what kind of feedback have the students and the faculty provided since you've had this tool?
Well, we've had it for a while, and the students love it. They are utilizing it quite a bit. The web mail itself is where the students are really using it. We have analytics to allow us to see the use, how the mobile app is being used, and that is a part of the studio. Even which phones are utilizing the services the most. And it also allows us to say, if we just want to know today, how many people utilize the mobile app today, we can go into the analytics and look at that for what's happening today, and what was the applet that they used the most. Did they go to mail? Did they go to their grades? Or did they want to see their transcripts, or just look at who their counselor is? Those things we do have access to.
Thank you, Corless.
Our students are very proud of the applet. And one of the things we have, again, is we have different groups like SGA and across campus, and they are taking it on to other groups all the way across campus, and it's being utilized all across campus. So we have a good feel of it, and and the faculty and staff. One of the things that we did is we had a seminar, faculty staff seminar day. We utilized the mobile app for our location. We had to sign in to see what was the next thing we needed to do, or the next thing we needed to do, which is a new applet that Unified is offering to everyone. I hope that answered the question, Sean.
Great. Thank you, Corless. And yes, he said thank you, it did. And he also asked any feedback from the alumni.
Well, the alumni have not been engaged so much with this. That's the next step that we're working with now, is to utilize our alumni, and their feedback has been that they want to become a part of what we're doing.
Great, thank you. And I've actually got a question from Heather Mugg. She's wanting to know more about the grant process in terms, how did you apply? What were the what information you gave, and how long did the whole grant process take?
Well, we applied with Campus EAI directly online, and once we applied, there were a number of questions that we answered. And we have administration here, and I believe Mrs. Willette Titan actually was the person who found that grant. And she is our Director of Technical Services here, and was one of the key people in getting the mobile app across campus. And once that grant was found, we had a number of questions that we needed to answer. And we were among a group of other people who also put in a grant, and was very fortunate to get the grant. And the grant is 3 to 5 years. You can get the grant for 3 to 5 years, I believe. It took us about, once we put in the grant, I think, I believe that Unified came in immediately once the grant was awarded. There's a time period when the grants are awarded. And after we were notified that we have won that grant, it took us maybe a week or two to get started with it.
Thank you. And I've got another question from Derek Carter. He's basically asking, how many man-hours did it take to implement the mobile app, if you know, offhand?
Well, to implement it, actually Unified implemented it for us. They were there for our needs at all times. I think the biggest thing for us was the design. How did we want it to look? And that was before the process of implementing it. How do we want it to look, to get the approval of, yes, this is the way we want it to look, to involve those like our Ms. Tish Arnold, our web guru, and those in position like Ms. Titan, the chancellor of the university, and it took us about 3 months to do that. And then the implementation itself took, like I said, it didn't take that long. I think the biggest thing was going to Apple, because Apple have certain guidelines before the releasing of the app. It took, I believe, Unified maybe about a week or two. If it took that long, it may have been a few days. But they were very good with assisting us to get where we needed to go.
Great, thank you much. And the next person, I got a question, is from Chris Harper. That's what it is, Chris Harper. In your opinion, what is the best feature in the mobile app?
That's hard to say. It could be the design, but the best feature to me, that is really hard to say. All of it seemed to work great. Just getting our students, I guess the best features are that the students right now have everything at their fingertips. They can go get their grades, their transcripts, they can get summaries of what needs to be done. They can even go to their classes. So it's really not one thing that I can choose with the applets that we're using here on campus. It's made a great improvement for our students. They're required sometimes to show their registration statements if they even go get an ID card. And so, again, that's something else. So I hope I answered that well, but it's really hard to choose.
Thank you, Corless. That was fine, absolutely fine. And I don't think I have any more questions as of now. I'm gonna check the chat tool here again. And let's see if we've got anyone else that would like to ask a question. Nope, I guess we're done for the question answer portion, and I'm going to move on to the next slide. And it should be coming up any minute now. And the next slide is basically talking about what grants that are currently Campus Consortium is running at the moment. We've got the After Hours Help Desk Grant. The deadline for that is October 31st, 2018. We've got GDPR assessment, same, October 31st. We're taking care of the ERP cloud hosting grant as well. And last but not least, we've got multi-factor authentication grant, and that is actually November 14th. So, Corless, thank you so much for taking out time for us today and presenting for your institution. And I'm going to move on to the last slide, which is, all right, hopefully everyone can see it. And so the next steps, if any one of you are interested out there, go ahead and you can download the grant application from campusconsortium.org site and fill it out, email it to us, or you can email it to Sharon at grantapplication@campusconsortium.org. And once again, we thank everyone for taking out their time today and attending today's webinar. And this is Roger Mills and Corless Kinchen signing off for the day. Thank you once again, Corless. We do appreciate your time. And it's about 2:40, so absolutely. And we've got, I guess I've given everybody about 20 minutes today. So enjoy yourself, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.